Awesome.
All
Thank you
right.
so much, Sharon. All right. Thank you. So I'll just quickly share my screen now. Once again, good afternoon, everyone, and you're welcome. It's always exciting to have a DEG webinar because it's always something to learn. And amazingly, we've always had great speakers, knowledgeable speakers. So I'll just quickly share my screen and talk about DEG first. So just give me a moment. Kindly indicate if you can see my screen, please.
I can see your screen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Once again, you're welcome to DUG Lagos webinar. We usually have these webinars once every month. Sometimes we meet up physically. But before we start in earnest, I'd just like to talk about DUG as a whole, how DUG came to be, and the meaning of DUG. DUG means Dynamics User Group. So we are a meetup group called DUG Lagos. We have other meetup groups across Nigeria. Yeah, so just go into the next slide. So DUG Lagos actually was founded in 1995. Yeah, and it started as an online discussion forum as first, and then has expanded to provide video content, training programs, just like what we're having now, interactive virtual and in-person events, and meetups. Yeah, and sometimes we have regional events as well, where we have to travel to other countries. So it's just an amazing place to be. And of course, we believe in building community, we believe in encouraging connection, and we believe in empowering education. Whenever you hear DUG, always remember that it's about Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. So that's what we're about. So DUG is a community of users and implementers, implementers, and resellers of Microsoft Business application. Yeah. And of course, its mission is to support Microsoft Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. So if you're a user, if you're a professional, let's assume for some reason you're working on something and you're not very sure about what to do next. I mean, you can actually reach out to people within this community and ask your questions. And of course, people will be very happy to help you. A lot of professionals, and you as well can also help others too. So currently, we are over 47,000 of us nationwide. And excuse me, we are about 47,000 of us internationally, sorry. And this is like really amazing to show how many of us. So DUG is a free place to be. So nobody's going to ask you to pay money to be a community member. No, you're not going to have all that. We're just here to learn. We're just here to grow. We're just here to connect. Okay. I'm going to talk about our rules of engagement. Over here, we have to be cautious. Of course, if you feel free to contribute to the meeting. After our session with Mr. Michael, we're going to have a Q&A session where you can feel free to ask any questions pertaining to what you're working on, just ask me a question and he'll be happy to help. And of course, let everyone participate. Okay, we don't look down on anybody's answer here. Whether it's maybe it's not whether right or wrong, we're just here to learn. Okay. So what are meetups? Okay, meetup is a place where you have to connect with Microsoft Dynamics and Power Platform at regional level. Yeah. And over here, your actions matter. Yeah, and it's open to everyone, users, implementers of Microsoft Dynamics and Power Platform. Okay, so feel free to attend any DEG meetup whenever you hear that we're having a meetup, especially even our in-person events. Feel free to. It's always fun, really. We usually have like big mega fun. You know. So I'm also going to talk about the Dynamics user group programs. Okay, and we have different programs, yeah, from DUG forums to webinars to conferences to meetups. So I'm just going to talk about it. Okay, so we have DUG forums, which are like free online open forum discussions. And these are the places where you can actually ask questions you want to ask. Yeah, we have DUG webinars, just like what we're having right now. This is the webinar. This is a virtual webinar. Yeah, and we have DUG conferences, Dynamics Con, that's what we usually call it. So we're going to be having one next year, 2026, and we are working towards that. That is called Dynamics Con Africa. So usually the last one we had this year, I think around July, either June or July. We had it at Ghana, and we had professionals from across West Africa in Ghana. It was amazing. But this next year, we're going to have one DynamicsCon Africa. So we're going to be having professionals from across Africa. So it's going to be bigger than the last one. Yeah. So please try to just start working towards it. I mean, we are saying it early, so you can work towards that now. Okay, so by next year, we can go to Ghana again and then meet up, network, connect. Okay. And of course, we have local meetup groups just like we have here. We are called DUG Lagos. So in as much as we have our international mother group, we have DUG Lagos too. So we are a meetup group, yeah. And then we have DUG Team Up, for solutions and services from ISVs and partners. I've talked about Dynamics conferences already, but we have the regional conferences too, just like one I talked about. And we have the ones that usually happen, outside Africa too. And we have a DEG YouTube channel, so feel free to go there. Just type in Dynamics User Group, add the international group on YouTube, and then listen to anything that's happening across all webinars, virtual webinars, events. And DEG Lagos also has a YouTube channel too, so also follow us as well. So whatever webinar, like the webinar we're going to have today on TMDL, TDML, yes, is going to actually be, excuse me. Femi, please, can you just be admitting people if you can? I think I would like that. It's kind of distracting. Okay, so hello, Femi. I hope you heard me, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So yes, so we also have our YouTube channel. So like what we're having now, of course, Mr. Michael is going to be talking about TDML. Yeah. So it's going to be put up on our YouTube channel. So you can go there from time to time to listen, to know if you want to gain knowledge, just go there and get that. So we also have DUG mentorships. I mean, there are people to mentor you, still within the community too. So yeah. Slide, please. I'm just going to quickly talk about Convergence. It's a conference happening in the US, yes, but I mean, currently tickets are sold out, and it's taking place from December 9th to December 12th. So I'm just informing you, if you have a US visa or you're in the US currently, feel free to attend. But then tickets are sold out, so I don't know. All right, so DynamicsCon is happening in Vegas next year. We are also having one in West Africa too, but that's going to be the regional one. This like the general Dynamics Con is happening in Vegas, May 12th to 15th, 2026. And as you can see, the early bird price is $999. That's about $1,000. Yes. And we've had this Dynamics Con regionals already. I mean, the one in Texas has already taken place September. The one in 2026 is coming up. So I think that's about that. We're just going to, hold on, go back in. Yes, so currently, of course, we have our speaker, Michael Fanny. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yes, so he's going to be, taking us on how TDML supercharges your Power BI model. Okay. So if you're a Power BI user, developer, I'm sure you know about TDML. So, but he's just going to give us like an in-depth knowledge about that. So you're welcome, Michael. We are so happy to have you here today. You have the floor now.
All right. Thank you so much, Joanne. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here, and I believe we'll be learning together this afternoon, and we'll be learning about the TMDL. All right, so I will be sharing my screen right away. Okay, So please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen now.
Yes. So good afternoon, everyone. Once again, I'm very happy to be here. And let me just give this story. So the very first social media dashboard I created it from colleagues. So we just came together, wanted to just build our portfolio and wanted to have this joint project. So some of us, one of us preferred to work on Twitter. So I was to work on Facebook. Someone else was going to work on LinkedIn, and someone else was going to work on Instagram. The person working on Instagram was work together for both Facebook and Instagram. I mean, just a simple uh, social media dashboard, right? So, do you know that this dashboard took us nothing less than 6 months to do? I mean, just social media dashboard. And it's not even one that's automated, just static. Now, I'll tell you the reason why it took us so long. The reason is because now, despite the fact that we all have the skill to work on the dashboard, but we have to take turns in working. So somebody first had to start with Twitter, right? So he was able to get the data and do the extraction, transformation, and loading. His own was not too long, but the person that spent the most time was the person working on LinkedIn due to some restrictions that he had. So, but after the person done with Twitter was done, so the person now passed the PDX file to the person working on LinkedIn, and afterwards passed the PDX file to the person working on Instagram, then the person working on Facebook, and finally to somebody working on TikTok. Then you now give it to the person that now did the final embellishing and design. So what do you notice there is that even though we're collaborating to do this thing together, but there was not that hands-on collaboration where we're working together at the same time. So we have to wait and pass the file around. So you will see why I gave that story. So we'll be learning today on how TMDL transforms Power BI model. So before I go into that, I would just like to say a little bit about myself. I'm Michael Fanny. I'm a business intelligence and data analyst. I work at Hashem Limited. So when I'm not designing, when I'm not crunching data, I I write poems, right? I'm a Manchester United fan, proud to say, and I'm a nature lover. Yeah. So these are just some of the certifications I have, and I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. So we'll be looking today at the following. We're looking at TMDL and its significance. We're looking at the capabilities and workflow enhancement that TMDL brings us. We're going to compare TMDL with other Power BI model formats and how to enable it in our Power BI desktop, the practical advantages of it. Then we look at consideration and best practices and the strategic impact that TDML brings to the workplace. Now, if you're a Microsoft product user, like me, it's very easy to get lost, especially with Power BI. It's very easy to get lost with the endless updates that comes in. So you could be working with an application now. It could even be Excel. Where is this button that I use? Where is this button? You can't find it again. So you just find yourself Googling, right, to find where can I find the insert button? Maybe something like that. So I'm sure that this TMDL tool in Power BI, many of us will have seen it. Which one is this again? Please, as far as I'm creating my data set and I'm creating my report, I do. And the work is where you now open it. You now see a kind of code interface. I can't just start racking my head. Let me just do what I can do, right? But actually, what TMDL does is that it brings a whole lot of evolution to Power BI, and it's actually like the topic of this webinar, it supercharges our model. Now, Power BI has come a very long way. From if you used to use Power BI, I mean, if you use Power BI from 2, 3 years ago, you will know that Power BI has come a long way, and it has, graduated from just a click and drag BI tool to becoming a legitimate developer-friendly analytics platform. And one of the yet biggest leap it has made is the introduction of the TMDL. So what's TMDL? TMDL is simply Tabular Model Definition Language. If you are not careful, you can call it TDML. I made that mistake by myself. So it's TMDL, Tabular Model Definition Language. You can call it TMDL, you can call it its full name, you can even call it TMDL, right? TMDL. You just know what you know. There are many things that we have today, and you just ensure you know what you are saying. Just like Azure. I mean, when I first started hearing Azure, which one is this? I almost pronounce it with my Yoruba tongue. Some people say Azure, some people say Azure. I think I saw say Azure or something like that. So it was quite funny. But you just know what you are doing, just know what you are talking about. So this is Tabular Model Definition Language. And what it does for us is that it actually unlocks something Power BI users have been begging for, and that is a script-based model editing. Script-based model editing tool. Yeah, it helps us do a script-based model editing, and that comes with other advantages such as version control. It helps collaboration. I wish I and my friends have come across this. I mean, that time it would have been far better, right? So it helps with reusability and gives a full transparency of your semantic model. And guess what? All of this is right inside your Power BI desktop. It's inside your Power BI desktop. So, yes, like I've said, is a text-based, can see it as a text-based source code, right? For your Power BI semantic model. If you have seen your semantic model, it's more of graphical. But this is like a source code, it's text-based, and it allows you edit, manipulate, and even override some settings that ordinarily you might not have been able to do. So, like I've said, it allows versions control and easier collaboration. So let us look at the key capability and workflow enhancement. So with the TMDL, you can edit your semantic model directly using code. Instead of trying to do the settings, and you can edit it using code. Then it also gives you that ability to use, GitHub like a real developer, right? So because it allows for version control, you can back up the version of your model. You can compare model version line by line. You can reuse part of the model, right? You can also carry out advanced modeling operation. You can modify partition. You can swap storage mode. You can debug models more transparently. So a whole lot. In fact, I believe the power of TMDL is just limited to your imagination and your use of the tool. So it allows a folder structure, right? And you can see everything, including your hierarchies. You can see it in a code view. It sometimes I think it makes Power BI developer a little bit okay. So I saw a funny picture. So the picture was saying something like, okay, what gives people a sense of power? So the first thing was when you have so much money, you're able to buy everything you want. The second one is when you're able to travel over the world. Then the third one is software developers using code. So when you're just using code, someone that doesn't know code, just what this person do? Wow, it's creating this. I was like, how did he know all of these things? So the TMDL kinds of, aside from DAX that we use already and M code, kind of gives you that developer, mindset, right? Um, so we have other formats that Power BI has had before. Firstly, the PBIs, which I want to believe that those of us who use Power BI and even don't use it are already familiar with. Then we have PBIP. PBIP is a way that the Microsoft have tried to make the package more flexible. So it actually splits your PBIX file into a report folder and a dashboard and dataset folder. Then you also have the TSML, TMSL, yes. So this is moving more to the code side, right? So this stores your model as a single .bin JSON file. So it also has its own limitation, a whole lot of limitation, and it doesn't allow for that collaboration, and neither can you edit it in Power BI. Then we are here to the TMDL. So it breaks the model into structured human readable components, enabling true version control and streamlined teamwork. So to enable it in Power BI desktop, it should appear automatically at the side of your desktop pane if you update your Power BI desktop application frequently. But if not, you might need to enable it in the preview settings. You go to File, Options, Quick Options, then Preview Features. So you see there, you can enable it, or just update your Power BI desktop. You will see there automatically. So what are some practical advantages and reward use of TMDL? Like I've said previously, you can use for full metadata access. You can edit, trace your measures, columns, edit your sort file. We are going to see all of this. You can do text-based backup, which allows for version controlling. Then you can also restore in case you break your code. You can always restore that. It also allows for reusable component and storage mode flexibility. So if you use Power BI very well, you'll notice that the storage mode is you have import, you have direct query, you have dual, and you also have direct click. So we mostly use import and direct query. So you can always change from import to direct query, but you can never change from direct query to import on the model view. So those are some flexibilities, that TMDL gives us. Then you're able to preserve all properties and switch all of these modes. Also, you are able to do bulk editing without using Power Query. You're able to do bulk editing. And Power Query itself is integrated into that TMDL we're going to see. So without wasting much time, let us go into the demo. So I'll be sharing my screen. So please, I want to confirm that we are still hearing me.
Yes, we can hear you, Michael.
Thank you. I'll be sharing my screen. Please let me know where you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, thank you. So I'll be working with these two reports, report B and report C. So I will open them. This is report B. Okay, and report C. All right, so I'm working on a particular project. I got the data, they are just sample data from the internet for the previous years. So you have the economic performance data, you have the production performance summary, you have the safety and environmental performance data, right? So in Power Query, I have done the extraction. So the database is just a simple Excel sheet. So I've done the connecting, the extraction, the transformation. I've loaded it and it's into Power BI right now. So I have two reports here you see. So the first is this. So this is where I brought in all the, this is the model view. I see the diagram showing the table, and this is the data pane. In addition, I have a date table, and I have another date table also, which date range, which was because the weekly report, which shows the range for that particular week. So I worked on this, right? And I use it as my draft to create the visualizations that I needed. Okay. Then someone else worked with me. And so the person was able to do this design. So did the design, and there's a bit of visualization there. So this is a card visual that shows the week range. Then these are text boxes that use a function to also show the week range. So we have that there. Now the question is, I want to bring this data together. I want to bring this data together. Ordinarily, I will have had to, ordinarily, when you want to do this, what I used to do before, let me confess, it has to be some of all do, that you go back to Power Query. Okay, so you might not bring in the data one by one again. You just use that advanced editor and you copy the code from the first report and paste it for each table. So also, what if you have like 1,000 tables? Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration. What if you have like 20 tables? So you really have to do that one by one, right? And sometimes you might even need to debug the code because some of the code might not align as you ought to. There might be some errors that you might need to correct. So you see the power of the TMDL view and what it affords us. So let me go back to report C. So this is the draft, right? So this is the TMDL view. You can see it in your Power BI desktop if it's updated. So when you click on it, you're going to see this welcome. So some people on seeing this, they just give up. And I used to be like that. Because I was this code, please. You even have the dark query view that was added. So people are doing them. As long as I'm able to create my report, I'm good. So, but we can actually gain a lot of benefit from using these tools that have been updated. Actually, most of these updates are a result of feedbacks that users give back to Microsoft, which they now implement. So this is the TMDL view, and you have the data pane, you have table, you have model. So now this is the model on its own. So you have the tables here, right? So this is what the TMDL view does for us. Now you have the economic performance analysis. You can drag and drop it here. So you have a text-based view of that particular model. So you can do all the settings here. So in that table, I have measures. You see the measures in it. You look at each column, you see the properties that are there as well. The properties that are there as well. And you can notice that the will I say red lettering now are for the measure, the table, and the column, while the blue lettering are for their properties. Edit format string here, can edit data type here, can edit sub column here, and look at this. This is the M code also. So it shows that I use an import mode, and this is the M code. So I can edit it and change the source data set, the source data right from here without having to go back to Power Query. So you can add for each table. And this is another one. This is my date table. So you can see each column there. Then you can decide to, that's per table. Then you can decide to even see the model as a whole. Already here you can see that these are the measures I have on this model. These are the tables I have on this model. I can decide to drag everything here. So this is the entire model. You have my tables here. This is the big date range table here. You have the columns in that table. You can edit it. You have all the other tables there too. You have the other tables there. This is the economic performance analysis. You have the measures in it. You can edit everything from here. So it also has intelligence. It also has that intelligence that you can do something like this. So it's going to bring up intelligence too, just to guide you. It also has intelligence, and you can also see more. Okay, before I talk about that, it also supports multi-line editing. Multi-line editing using Alt plus control, then going up and down. Alt plus control. You can do something like this. Probably you want to create columns together and do something like columns, something like this. You can just take advantage of this to, do what you want to achieve your goal and faster, right? Then it has also a lot of commands. This command palette. If you click on it, you see all the commands that are there. You can convert indentation to that, you can copy, you can delete words, you can even trim, you can delete, duplicate, and all of that. So I would advise that we actually go through all of that to see what we can do with it. So the first thing I will be doing is, I can close all of this. Let me close this. First thing I will be doing is, let us first look at this date table. This date table is a measure, right? And this is the data that used to create the date table. But this date table, I've applied some settings to it. For instance, if we look at the month name, I've already sorted it by the month number. And the reason is so that I can have the date in the normal format, like January, February. If this is sorted alphabetically, something like April will be starting. So I've sorted it by the month number, right? So if you copy just the DAX, you won't be able to copy that setting. And now let me try that. So let me just copy the DAX now. So I want to move it to report B, right? So I can create a new table. Create a new table or a date table, and I paste it there. Okay, so I have the table quite all right. But look at this month name. It is not sorted. It's not sorted. And if I try to create a visualization with it, okay, can you see what I'm saying? So that setting does not come with it. But we're able to deal with all of that using the TMDL. So coming back here, so let me delete that. So we don't need that here. Report B. Okay, so I've deleted. Okay, I want to delete this big table. And I'm going to bring it back. So coming back to report C, where we have all our tables and all the draft of everything I've done. So I'll come back to TMDL. So the first thing you want to do, I'm doing that for the entire model. The first thing you want to do is to create what I call a backup. So this is what helps with version controlling. So I have this, I can just call it backup. So just in case anything breaks, I can always come back to it. So I can copy this here, then I can copy the entire thing. So I'm going to report V. I'll do the same thing here in the TMDL V. So this is its current semantic model. So I'll create a backup for that. Please confirm that you can still hear me. Can we also hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. So I'll just paste that entire code here. So that entire code I'm pasting here directly. So you can see the model, the table, and all the, can even see hierarchy here, the hierarchy that you have in your table, then other tables that are there. Economic performance, look at the source code for the M code. You have the performance, production performance summary, you have all of that there. So you can then go ahead and apply. So there's a bit of compatibility issue, right? Because I'm moving from an entire, it could be that there are different versions. Maybe my friend used a different version of Power BI or the one that is not updated. So you might want to click yes, so I can update. So it has applied it. If you want a more calculated object needs to be manually refreshed. So you can manually refresh. Let's manually refresh. Already you can see that those tables are already coming here. Bam. So we have the tables here. And guess what? It doesn't affect the visuals that are here previously. It doesn't affect the visuals that are here previously. And so it makes it easier for me to now do this. It makes it easier for me to do this. And now copy this visualization. And then bring it. So that's it. I can also come here, copy this, bring it. You might want to just adjust all of that. So without breaking much space, or any space at all, I can do this too. So without breaking any space. So I'm able to easily transfer everything out. And let's look at my date table. So this is my date table, right? Let's look at the month name. Month name. Now you see that the settings and properties remain. Settings and properties remain. So if I create a date table now and I bring out the month name, so I'm able to have it correctly. So it brings everything. It brings everything. Now we've brought all the data here and I can continue to work here. So another thing I would like to show us with the TMDL is bulk editing and reverting back to backup. So already I have a backup here, right? And then we have this. So now look at my table. I have this VOBP economic, this VOBP, this VOBP, this. So if I want to remove that prefix, okay, what you would have likely done is that you go back to Power Query and start editing it, or probably you double click from here. But we can also change that programmatically through this list by just using the find and replace. You can find it here, find. When you click on it, just type it out, VOBP. So it's telling me that there are 102 occurrences of it, and it's highlighted all through the list. So I want to replace it with nothing. So there's replace individually or replace all. I'm going to do replace all. So I've done replace all, and I can do a preview. You have this preview button here. So this preview button let me see all the places that it has been affected, everything that's changed throughout the document. Now, I just did this as a whole wholesale. No, I just wanted to change the name of this or the name of the tables, right? But I didn't really pay attention to other things that it might affect. So it's likely going to affect this code, but let us see. So I can apply it. So what do you notice? Everything, they are all changed. Economic performance, production, everything. So the DOPP prefix is gone. So, but of course, it has affected the visualization, right? It has affected everything. Let me try to refresh and see if anything will happen. So there's no change. That means I've broken the code because of my wholesale change. I can come back to the TMDL, but luckily for me, I have the backup. Luckily for me, I have the backup. So I can just come back here and apply. So, oh, I didn't even create a backup of the new script. So that's one thing. So I can, thankfully I still have it here. I did create a backup of what I brought in. So I'll call that backup. So this one, the first backup is the original backup, right? I'll put it here. So let me apply it. Okay. And let's go back here. I see that it's already getting better. Let's refresh it. Good. I'm able to get back my, what I lost. So another thing I would like to show us again is the switching storage mode. Now, these are the tables, right, in the model view. And let us see the storage modes they are. They are in import mode. And even this import mode is grayed out. That means I can't change it to directory. And that's because I'm using just an Excel sheet that is stored on my desktop. So it's an import mode. It's not like it's a live database. So that's why it's import mode. And it's even not allowing me to change. So that's the same thing for the three tables. So let us see what the TMDL view can do for us. So I would like to bring in the semantic model again. I'll close this. So I should have closed that. So there are import modes, right? I can search for the table. Let me search for the table. We have the economic performance analysis here. Okay. So you have the table here. If you scroll down, you will see the storage mode. Can you see storage mode is import? Let me do this direct. My business will come up direct query. I've done that. Let me do the same for production performance. So instead of import mode, I'm changing it to direct query also. Then I apply it. So let's see what happens. Are you see that changed it? It's now direct query. So something that was previously not possible. And but on a normal day, you can easily switch from import to direct query. But you can't switch back from direct query back to import. So it is seen in Power BI as an irreversible action. So let's try to switch back to import mode from it. It is giving us that caution. Okay, please consider before proceeding. It said it's an irreversible operation. Okay, so I'm doing it. Also for this one, and see back to import mode. It's irreversible. So let's go back to TMDL again. So it has updated the semantic model and bringing it in again. Let me find, I don't find info. So I have this import. I'm saying it to direct query again. And just look for only that one. Apply. Let's come back and see. I've reversed the irreversible. So that is another advantage that TMDL view gives us. And as I just like to show us one or two more pictures, a warm-up picture for a round of this demo, is that you can also work with your model, your measures actually. You can work with your measures in the TMDL view. So I have measures on this particular table. I have the gross margin, I have the US currency weekly. So I want to bring it just this table. So you can see here, measure. So these are the two measures I have there. So you can actually edit the measure from here. Change the name. Change the name also. Apply. What do you notice? It's text in the measure name. And now if you look at these measures, they are very similar, right? It's a measure that is taking the amount for the current week and it's filtering it by one of the values in the column. And this is the column here. This is the column here. So this is the metric. This is ROI and this is gross margin. So there are other metrics here. So what if you want to create all of this? You can try to go the manual way of, clicking new measure, typing out the code again, and all of that. But you can actually do it quickly here. I'm going to show us that. So what you have to do is to copy. I'm just going to copy this. Now copy it without the lineage tag. So this lineage tag is unique to each measure, not just the measure, but every property or every feature here. So you don't need to copy the lineage tag. Just copy one of the measure. I'm pasting it. I want to add like 3 more measures from here. All right. So I will want to copy. I want to copy this column. So I've actually copied it into a notepad. So it's easy. So you can pick any. Let me pick lifting cost. Let me pick oil price. I'm not going to copy the way it is. I'll come here and paste it in. I'll come here also and paste it in. Let me pick gas price. Come here and paste it. So come here and paste it in. And one more, lifting cost. Come here and paste it in. And also come here and paste it in. Right. So let us apply it and see what happens. So we create automatically other measures. Yes. Right. And yes, so these are explicit measures that you create yourself. Now you also have this as implicit measure that Power BI creates for you once you see that your column is a numeric column, and we can find a lot of it on this particular table. Now, if I don't want, I can actually now, normally you cannot remove or edit it from it. But with the TMDL view, you can also more than do that. So I'm going to bring this table in. All right, so you can see the column, you can see facility column. This one is the text table. So you can see this, you can see summarized by sum. So that sigma means sum. So I can just copy this and paste it here. So if you look at all the occurrences, I have 24 of it. Then I can replace it with summarized by none and replace all. It has replaced everything. You can preview what it just did, see instances of all of that, then apply. Other of so that's basically just a tip of the iceberg of what TMDL does for us when it's So it supercharges, it makes us faster, it makes us dynamic, and it gives us that developer, attribute to our Power BI, makes it a more developer-oriented analytical platform. So that would be it about the demo. So let's just go to the conclusion to my slide. So I hope we are learning something, or I hope we learned something. I hope we learned something.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. So let me just show a conclusion. So let me know where you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Can
we
you see
can
my
see your
screen?
screen. Yes, we can
All
see your
right.
screen.
All right. So best practices, know that more updates will come for the TMDL view. So some features might still have some bugs, some script can still get corrupted. Then if we maintain a robust backup, you can see that assuming I didn't have the backup for one of when I performed an action, then I will have lost the file, I'll have lost it. So ensure you have a robust backup. You also coordinate your team so that you avoid conflict and simultaneously editing the same object. So I could do minimize the net issues. So it is the future of Power BI development, and the strategic impact that it brings is that robust development workflow that it brings for us, auditable and version controlled, reusable semantic assets, and enterprise-ready platform. That's Power BI. So in conclusion, if we adopt the TMDL to accelerate your Power BI modeling, it's not just another feature, it's the biggest shift in architecture of Power BI. Semantic modeling is the introduction of the tabular engine itself. So that's where I will stop today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you. Round of applause. I can see reactions going off. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone, it's time for Q&A. Please, if you have a question, just kindly raise your hand and speak. Thank you. Any question? Are we saying we understood everything to the T?
Question for me.
I'm waiting. Nobody has said anything.
Also drop your question in the chat box.
Yes, yes, of course. Awesome. Do we have any questions? So if we don't have any questions, can you give a thumbs up? Everyone on the call, can you give a thumbs up? Okay. Just one person, 2, 3. Okay, who else? 4. Okay, so I think we don't have any question. That means our speaker, Mr. Michael Fanny, did a great job. Thank you so much, Michael Fanny. A round of applause for him again. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, coming here today, and hopefully we get to see you again. Hopefully. Thank you. All right. I think we just jump right into it. I believe we enjoyed this session. Thank you everyone on the call. Our executives here, Sherry, Femi, Tosin. Thank you so much. It's great to have you here. Thank you for the good work. And thank you to our community members, our amiable, amazing community members. Thank you, Ido Westa, Kinde Balogun, Oladimeji Samuel. Thank you. And some of us that had to leave at some point. I know Obed joined in. Yes. Jude joined in. James Emetu joined in as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just going to leave the floor open for Sheriff to speak. Sheriff. Hello, Sheriff. All right then. Femi, please, do you have anything to say? Do we have anything to say? Any suggestions, recommendations, please kindly unmute your mic and speak. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Sheriff, we can hear you, but it's kind of noisy, but we can hear you. Hello, Sheriff.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Joan. And Michael, thank you so much. Really appreciate your coming and then the insights and everything that you've shared. We really love it. Yeah, I just want to also iterate that we have a WhatsApp group for those that are not yet part of the WhatsApp group, right? And so you can also join us to get first-hand information as regarding our other subsequent webinars or meetup or whatever gathering that we will be having. So I'm going to quickly drop the, I don't know, or Joanne, have you dropped that?
No, I haven't. Please drop it, please, because my WhatsApp on my system is not opening. I don't know why.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to drop that, and then so for as many of us that are not yet part of the the group, WhatsApp, kindly do well to join us there, and also possibly we'll be having an hangout by December. So, but whatever the case would be, we would let you guys know and let you know what it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sheriff. Thank you. Just like Sheriff had mentioned, of course, it's the end of the year, and we are concluding the year with what? Party. And you know what it is, what they say about Lagos parties. Ain't no party like a Lagos party. So yes, it's going to be fun. The date's going to be communicated to all of us. But kindly join the WhatsApp group. It's been dropped on the chat room. So just kindly join the WhatsApp group. That's where you get all announcements. Okay. Thank you once again. We're finishing quite early today, funny enough. That's amazing. Femi, please, would you like to say something? Tosin, would you like to say something? Please kindly unmute your mic and speak. Thank you.
No, none from my hand. Thank you so much, June. Thank you, Michael, for that wonderful session.
Thank you, Femi. Tosin, please.
Yeah, thanks, June, for the session. And I want to especially appreciate Michael also for taking his time to walk us through this session also. We are happy to have you. Thanks. And thanks to everyone that joined. We are happy to have you and we are grateful. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you, Femi. Thank you, Tosin. So I think this we come to the conclusion of our webinar today. Mr. Michael, I believe it's a way to reach you. Yeah, you could share your LinkedIn handle or something up here so that people can follow you, if that's okay, if you're comfortable with that.
Okay, I'll share.
Okay, so we'll just wait for that. I mean, while you do that. Next year, we are having a DynamicsCon event. I had mentioned it earlier, but I'm just re-mentioning it again. And there's a reason why I mention it like this, so we can plan early. Yeah. This year, we attended a couple of us, and it was great. So I think you should start planning towards that. And it's just at our doorstep, Ghana. So just plan towards that, okay? So while you're trying to draw up your plan for the next year, put at the back of your mind that you're going to attend DynamicsCon, okay? Trust me, you're going to meet people and you won't regret it. Okay, so Mr. Michael, we haven't seen your post yet.
I've doubled.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So he just posted his LinkedIn handle. So feel free to actually join, follow him, connect with him on LinkedIn. I'll just still stay here for a while, so that people can do that. And if you have, or I mean, you can just give it thumbs up. Somebody is just joining in now. Hello, Abiodun. Akinfemiwa. You're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. Though we're actually concluding, but you're welcome. Thank you. So once again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. And we hope to see you next month for our end of year party. Okay, so just start buying your, let's say, Christmas clothes, or I mean, just start buying your party clothes, okay? So you can wear them, rock them, and have fun with other professionals. Okay, thank you once again. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend ahead. Thank you.